What is imposter syndrome? It's that feeling like you're faking the funk, like you don't deserve success, like you feel like you don't belong in the space, you don't have the expertise, you think that success is luck and it's not about skills. You're just in constant fear of being found out as a fraud. And have felt imposter syndrome before. I think if you are a content creator, you probably felt a bit of imposter syndrome when you see the content on social media and we see your, dare I say, competitors out there doing the thing. And you're thinking, okay, am I qualified to be able to share what I need to share with my audience because this person is doing amazing and this person is amazing and I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. This may be you. This may be you. All right, but I digress. Let me get into this show because this is a podcast to help business minded content creators like you build media businesses through collaboration, through community, and conversations like this. Okay. So this is the Creator Factor podcast, and I am the host that loves you the most, Ozeal, and this is your first time checking out the YouTube channel or listening to the audio experience, which is sponsored by jlmediagracemedia.com. Make sure that you check out the audio experience on your favorite podcast app. So let's get into today's topic, imposter syndrome. All right. Now, I talked about this earlier, and I want to say that this is real, like imposter syndrome. When I talk to a lot of creators, when I coach them, one of the biggest things, and I want to say probably 80% of the coaching session is pulling them off the ledge, is having them believe in themselves, having them understand that everything outside they see on social media, all of it is really not real. There's a lot of people that are just faking the funk. And part of what I do as a coach is really dig into the mindset of the content creator and really understand that, what you have experienced, your journey, your skill sets matter. Like what you bring to the table really matters, and as we, grow, we raise our expectations, right? And these feelings of not feeling good enough happen. And especially when we're in this comparison culture, especially on social media. But I'm here to let you know that everything that you do, your experiences, your thoughts, your talents, all of it is about being comfortable with who you are and secure in yourself and saying, you know what, this is who I am. And developing that right mindset to be able to say, I don't care what people say. I'm going to do me, do your best, forget about the rest, and not worry about what other people think about you. I really think that is the game, and that's how you have to overcome imposter syndrome is really kind of digging into that, right? Understanding that imposter syndrome is normal. Every successful content creator that I've interviewed or I have talked to on a one-on-one basis at conferences, they face imposter syndrome in some form or fashion. And one of the things that has really helped me is acknowledging it, being aware of it when it creeps up, and just writing down my feelings. When you feel like an imposter, it helps you process them, but it also helps you shift your mindset in the direction where you focus on what you bring to the table, right? It's instead of saying, I'm not good enough, it's reframing the brain of like saying, okay, I'm still learning and I'm still growing and I'm documenting and I'm just sharing what I know. I've been in the podcast space for 10 years and I know I have a lot of experience in this space, but there are things that I'm still learning. And when I see some peers that have been in the game for not that long, but they come in here with some confidence and their own swag, and I'm like, man, that's what I'm talking about, because it really comes down to the confidence in knowing that you don't know everything. And a lot of the experts, they're not experts, but they just have this confidence of saying, you know what, I'm going to just share what I need to share. So I want you to lean into that, because mindset is the game. And it's important for you to acknowledge the journey that you've been on and just checking on the impact that you've created for yourself and your community. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's journey is different, and just know that social media just highlights the reels and not the full story. And I remember my coach said something that was really profound. He says, Ozeal, never compare yourself up, compare yourself down. And I thought it was that shift of mindset that really helped me understand that if I look at everybody who's successful in my space, there's a lot of successful creator podcasters out there that I'm like, man, they're so good. And they have their own experiences. but they're not Ozeal. They're not who I am. They don't have the experience in my journey, in my story, right? So really embracing that and understanding that social media is social media. And it may just be like they're just doubling down on their content and they're building an audience, but it doesn't mean that they're great coaches. It doesn't really mean that they really know the thing that they're trying to teach and present themselves as. So I think it's important to be aware of that, right? That's just real talk, and know that this constant pressure, of looking at social media, and I even try to take breaks from social media and really don't look at what other people are doing because I want to focus on my own, because I know that that will amplify the imposter syndrome even more. And, if this is you, if you're feeling like you have the imposter syndrome, I challenge you and will say right out the gate that this is imposter syndrome is in your head. It's fake. That is fake. Okay. That is just a perception that in a story that you have sold to yourself, and knowing that you have it what it takes to be successful. You do. You do. Everybody has a story, everybody. And it's the people that are bold enough and courageous to say, I'm going to lean into my story. I've learned what I've learned and I'm going to share it. Even if I'm learning, even if you're in the stage where you're learning the thing, I love the idea of just turning the camera on and just saying, look, this is what I'm learning. Like, this is what I'm interested in. Here's the spotlight. I think a mentor of mine said, be the lighthouse. Just focus on like what you're focused, what you're learning, and just share that. Okay. You don't have to position yourself as an expert. Okay. And I think that's one of the things that's been really, really helpful for me, is just spotlighting what I see and then have an opinion about it. I have opinions on a lot of things that are happening in the podcasting space. So I think it's important. I think being vulnerable, I think just being real with it. People in people connect with people. And if you are upfront with the fact that you're not an expert and you're still learning and you're just simply sharing what you're sharing, that's a real connection right there, my friend. Share the journey. Your audience will relate to you even more. Trust me. Trust me. Simply because you're turning on the camera and you're showing up as who you are. Most of the people will say they know it, but they don't even turn the camera on. They really don't. They don't. I know a lot of really smart educators, people that know a lot about the thing. And simply because they don't turn the camera and share online, they're doing themselves a disservice. Because I'm like, man, you could be really starting a podcast or starting a YouTube channel. You could be doing this on a bigger scale. Why not scale your influence with your content? And yeah, a lot of people don't do that. So turn on the camera, just share it. Just forget all that. And I think it's going to creep up. It's going to get real. I think the more we're plugged into social media, the more it becomes more amplified. But again, these experts are BS. There's nobody. If they say they're an expert, it's a BS. I like to take a mindset of always being the student, the ABL approach, right? Always be learning. That's my approach. Another thing that really keeps me grounded is finding a mentor and accountability, finding a partner there that will help you. I am very grateful that I have colleagues, one in particular, that always says, hey man, I see you. I know you got your stuff done. I acknowledge what you're doing, and I see how you're moving, and other people, my clients, and they see how I'm doing. But I don't need that reassurance, because I'm confident in knowing that I got the goods and I have everything it takes to be able to help somebody go from point A to point Z, period. I've done that many, many times. So I don't need confirmation from the external world. But if you do need accountability or somebody there, get connected with the right people. Find somebody there. You can even ask them, hey, what are the areas where you feel like I need to work on? I think there are plenty of people, masterminds, communities, Creative Factor. We got you. We got you, right? So embrace your imperfection. Mistakes are part of the process. Perfection is overrated. Done is better than perfect. Perfection is a lie. Right? Create for your audience, not for external validation. Focus on creating value, not seeking approval. Focus on being interested in the thing, not trying to be interested to all the things and trying to present to the crowd. No, be interested in learning. Share that. Share that. It's common. Imposter syndrome is common. It's going to happen. We all feel it, but it doesn't have to control your creative journey. It doesn't have to control your narrative. All right. So take one action at a time. I want to challenge you, just if you have a negative thought, I'm here to remind you that we are all in this to grow and to learn and to share together, period. Okay. So anyways, I went on a tangent on imposter syndrome, but I'm very, very passionate about this. And this is a topic that came out on a panel that I was on, the same panel that I've been the panel was just a lot of inspiration, a lot of topics that we talked about, and it reminded me of a lot of things that we touched on and questions that people were asking. So if people are asking, I know that you watching or listening may be asking yourself, do I have the goods? Am I good enough to be online? Am I good enough to position myself as a coach? And I'm here to let you know that you have a journey, you have a story, you have experiences that are yours and yours only, and you have what it takes to succeed. Creatorfactor.net is where you can get connected. Subscribe to the newsletter. There's a voicemail feature, which I'm going to ask you to drop your questions, leave me a voicemail. Let me know give me some feedback. If whether it's good, it's bad, I'm okay with it. Okay. If you have a question, send me your question. I would love to answer them live on the show. And I'm just really grateful to have this opportunity to show up and not posture myself as an expert. I'm a content creator. I am somebody who's very passionate about the creator community, the creator economy. I do believe that this is the most amazing time to be a content creator. I'm a podcast creator first and foremost. I love posting and video content on YouTube, and I'm just here on the journey. I'm learning. I'm just being real with you, just like you. There's still things that I'm still wrestling with and being challenged with, but I'm not going to let that stop you. And I'm here to let you know I don't want anything to stop you in your way and stop you from sharing your message with the world. All right. So thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you on next week's episode. Till next time, peace and one love. I'm out.